Okay, so I'll pick that up in just a second. Now, you're saying that this is confusing. Some of you are saying this is confusing. This is what we did in class. If we have 2 points, and this is what's on the video, -5, -3. Or I'm sorry, -5, -3. If we have 2 points, you're given 2 points in your homework. The first step I told you was to write one on top of the other. And then I said, put an arrow over your y's. This is what we talk about in the video and we do over and over again in class. Is this step confusing? Now, we have a numerator and we have a denominator. We do this one minus this one. -2 minus -3. That's what we did in class. Is that step confusing? Who else had trouble? Then we go to this column. 3 minus -5. Now we make 2 marks. -2 plus 3 equals 1. We make 2 marks. 3 plus 5 equals 8. And there's my slope.
So you always subtract no matter what? Like,
yes, we went. But how many times did you watch the video?
2.
And I said subtract. So you should find what is difference. How many times have we talked about what a difference is? What is a difference?
Answer to a subtraction problem.
Right. Answer to a subtraction problem. Find the difference in your y's. Subtract them. Always subtract them because you're finding the difference. To find the slope, you have to find the difference in your y's. And so when you say to me, Gabe, that it was confusing, you understood it in class and you understand it now, don't you? Did you watch the video?
I watched half of it.
But this is what we did. There's not too much that's confusing about that. Okay, so let me get this now. Let me go ahead and grab these. C, 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 and C. Oh yeah, and yours is excused. Did you get to it? No, you didn't. Right. And that's okay. Miss Kate, hand me in your work on the separate piece of paper.
Okay.
Danae, where's your work?
I think it's at home because I have a piece like...
Okay, you have to, if you don't show your work, then you have to bring me that work or you don't get credit because there are phone apps, you all know about them, you take a picture, it gives you the answer. You have to show your work. You have to hand in your work. What have I said about where you should put your work? In your binder, right behind the page, right? So that's where it should already be, but you just started, so you don't know, you know. But okay, so then there's no credit for it without your work. Okay, so it's and the thing is that I've told y'all this. Very good job, Matthew. Very good. I've told you. Good job, Ashlyn. I see all your work. Oh, that's a good job. Very good. Okay, so I've told y'all you're responsible for knowing that. You have to show your work. Okay. Did I get everybody's? Okay. So now we're going to review point slope form. We've talked about our equation y equals mx plus b. When we have our equation in this form, this is our slope, and this is our y-intercept. Slope and y-intercept. So if I tell you I have a line that intersects the y-axis, at 2 and has a slope of negative 1/3, you can write your equation now. You can write your equation because you know these two pieces of information. The only two pieces of information that you need to write an equation are the slope and the y-intercept. So now I'm going to rewrite this. Y equals, in place of m, I'm going to put my slope. Negative 1/3, I put my x. Now, this is a positive 2 right here, so I put plus 2. Let's make it a negative 2. Then I would put minus 2. And there's my equation. So if you have m and b, you can write your equation. If you have m and b, you can graph your line, can't you? Because you mark first, you mark your y-intercept of negative 2. Then you count out your slope. Now, remember this. Negative 1/3 can be negative 1/3, or it can be 1/-3. You can put that negative sign in your numerator or your denominator. You're going to get the same line. You're going to get the same line. Let's plot both of these points that we would get. When we have our y-intercept, we count out our slope from our y-intercept, don't we? Right? Now, if I count out this slope, I'm going to have a point over here. If I count out this slope, I'm going to have a point over here.
Sorry, I just realized I forgot to turn off my phone.
But not right in the middle of an explanation, though. Okay. Okay. So, but go ahead. If I plot out this slope, if I count out this slope, I'm going to get a point over here. If I count out this slope, I'm going to get a point over here. It's still going to be the same line, though. I'm just trying to find the line that represents all of the solutions to this equation. So I have to find 2 points on that line to be able to draw that line. Here I have 1 point, but I don't know, does it go like this, or like this, or like this, or like this? I don't know how the line goes. But if I have 2 points on the line, then I know exactly where that line is. Any 2 points. Okay, so I have a negative sign in front of my slope. So I can put that negative sign on the 1 or on the 3, on the numerator or on the denominator. And it's still going to give me the same line. So let's first count out this one. Up or down, forward or backward. Negative means down, so I'm going to go down 1. Now the 3 is positive, so I'm going to go forward 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to put that point. Now I know that my other point's going to be right around here, isn't it? Or here, huh? So let's say now, up or down, forward or backward. This is up 1 because it's positive, and then back 3 because it's forward or backward is negative. So up 1, back 3, and I have this, and I don't have it in exact proportion, but either way, if I use this point or this point, I'm still going to get the same line, aren't I? Right? Now, we're going to look at, if I give you 2 points, let's take a look at, y'all did pick 274E, correct? Mm-hmm. So let's take a look at 274F. We're going to write an equation for a line using point-slope form. So we need to know what point-slope form is. You have to memorize point-slope form. Okay? This is y equals, y1 minus y2 equals m x1 minus x2. Write that down. Now, to use point slope form, step 1 is find the slope. Now, we are working on number 1 on page 274F. So we're working on number 1 on page 274F. And that one gives me, it says we have a line that goes through these 2 points. We have a line that goes through these 2 points. You need me?
No. I'm going to be here for a while. I want to see when they start jumping around.
Okay, it sounds like they're dropping weights or something.
I know.
Not right now.
I was down right here for a while. They say from 9 to when it was worse. So that's like it.
Sounds good. Okay. Okay, so it gives us these 2 points. And it says write an equation. It would be in this form. This is an equation. It says write an equation, stay tuned in, for a line that contains these 2 points. So here we have a graph, -5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -2. Here's 1 point, and 3, -1, 1, 2, 3, -1. So we have a line on the graph, and it contains these 2 points. And we want an equation for that line. So the directions are, this is what you have to remember. When you see the directions that say, write an equation for a line that contains these 2 points, you use point slope form to find it. Now the first step is find the slope. So to find the slope, we put -5, -2, and 3, -1, and we put an arrow here. This is what we did for homework. The numerator is this one minus this one, the difference in y, -2 minus -1. Don't forget that this negative sign is not your minus sign. This one minus this one. Now we go to the x's. -5 minus 3. We're going to make 2 marks. -2 plus 1 equals -1. We're going to make 2 marks. -5 plus -3 equals -8. Now, let's bring both of these out front now. -1/8. When I have 2 negatives, what does it make it, Jesse? Positive. So, you make 2 marks, your slope is 1/8. 1/8. Now, the second step is choose a point. I hope y'all are writing these steps down. Choose a point. Either one. You're going to get the same equation with either one. I'm going to choose -5, -2. You're going to plug in the x and y for x1 and y1 in your equation. So we have, instead of y1, let me rewrite it right here. y1 minus y2 equals m x1 minus x2. Now, here's where a lot of people go wrong. I'll let y'all catch up. Usually he's got some music going on Tuesday mornings.
Remember they call me just to talk to you and say, just go up there and show up and see what it's
Yeah, yeah. And now I heard a tiny bit of music yesterday, but I could barely hear it, which was great. So the insulation might have taken care of the music, because I could like just faintly, if I listened, I could faintly hear it. But
We need insulation, we put it for this thick.
But the boom, boom, boom is, it sounds like, no, I mean, that's just noise. I mean, that, you know, but it's with a rhythm almost. And it sounds like someone is lifting weights, but you know, with a weight system, but you know how you're not supposed to let them hit the stack of weights, you know? It sounds like someone's doing that and letting them hit the stack of weights each time. And it's just boom, 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 with a rhythm. It's, you know, just over and over and over again.
They told me, go see what the house sound like.
Yeah.
Then go upstairs and see what they're doing.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I wish they would do it, but you never know. They might. No, I don't know. It's kind of, usually it starts, you know, before 10. So I don't know. And they usually do it on Tuesday.
I got over there later. You pay like this.
Yeah, yeah. I have coffee if you want some.
No, I-
It's really good coffee. Okay. Okay. Everybody caught up? Yes, I do, sir. I just bought a new bottle because Miss Kate took my last one yesterday, huh? Just have to get the top open. You want two? Just one? Okay.
And go get some more.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay.
So, Mr. Lord, did you find the -5 and -2 for the graph? Or did you find 1/8?
Oh, wait. Yeah, -5, -2. That's this point.
Yeah, I'm asking why did you do that instead of the answer of the equation of what we just did?
I showed you the question. This is the question. I just want you to have in your mind that this is what they're asking for, is an equation of this line. You don't have to do this. This is just for you to understand what they're asking for. Does that make sense? Okay, so this is not part of working out the problem. I just want you to visualize what they're asking for. So step 1 is use these 2 points to find the slope. Step 2 is choose a point. Step 3 is take your formula and put these 2 into your formula. Does that make sense? Did I answer your question? Okay, so now remember, we're going to put it for x1 and y1, but this is where people make mistakes. They put -5 right here. What is -5? X or y?
-5 is X.
It's x. xy, right? xy. And so this has to go here, and this one has to go here. So people start to write it, and they write, I've done it any number of times, just trying to rush through and not thinking, and I write -5 minus y2. Now you have to put -2 right here, and -5 right here. And we'll put our minus signs.
Is it okay? Is 5 x because it's the first number? Or is it because it's a larger number?
No, this, whenever you have an ordered pair, this is always x and this is always y. And you know what? x2 and y2, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was wondering what that was.
Yeah, x2 and y2. Because you can do it either way, but it's easier if you do x2 and y2. Okay, so y.
Do you want us to change? No, never mind.
So y right here is going to be -2 and x is going to be -5. Now I still need this minus sign. I still need this minus sign. You see that? This minus sign is separate from this -2.
Wait, I thought, shouldn't that 5 be X1?
x2 and y2. I just changed it to x2 and y2. Did you hear me say that?
Yes, ma'am. I was just.
So it needs to be x2. Okay? We just put our y and our x here. We don't need the numbers 1 and 1 here now. We just had to differentiate between this one and this one. Now that we've replaced this one with a number, we can just put y there. Does everybody understand that? So, you replace the x2 and y2 with the point that you chose. And then step 4 is replace m with slope. Now if I make 2 marks, this becomes y plus 2 equals 1/8. Let me write this a little bit lower because I need to draw some arrows here. So just knock down all of Lucas's cards. He doesn't take this math. So we have y plus 2 equals 1/8 x plus 5. We made 2 marks for each of them, right? Now this is called the hurricane method. I don't know why, because it goes clockwise and hurricanes go counterclockwise. The numerator goes here and the denominator goes here. And we put parentheses like this. So step 5 is place the numerator in front of the x1 minus x2 parentheses and the numerator of the slope place the numerator of the slope in front of, place numerator of the slope in front of your x1 minus x2, that's this one, right? Set of parentheses, and place the denominator in front of y1 minus y2. And step 6 is solve for y. Solve for y means get y alone. I'm going to bring this up here so I have a little bit more room. Whenever we're solving, we distribute, get all our variables on one side, and then get our y alone. Yes?
Okay, so from here, I think I know what you're doing here now is distribute.
Okay, I just want you to do it. I'm going to show you. First thing, I'm going to distribute. Now I have 2 variables, but I'm only concerned with my y variable. So we don't have to get all the variables on one side. That's if you're solving for one variable, I'm sorry. But step 1 is distribute. And then step 2 is get y alone. Okay, distribute. If you have parentheses still, and then get y alone. Now, what's bothering the y? Gabe, what's bothering the y here?
The 8,
And what else?
the 6 plus positive 16.
Which one am I going to get rid of first? The one farthest away from y.
So positive 16.
And I'm going to do that by subtracting 16 from both sides, huh? Because positive 16 and negative 16 are 0. That leaves me with 8y equals x minus 11, right? Now remember, that's a 1x, isn't it? Let's just keep in mind that that's a 1x. Y is still not alone, Cash. What do I have to do?
Divide 8.
Divide by 8, huh? 8. Now look what I'm going to do. I'm going to divide the coefficient of the x term by 8, and I'm going to divide my constant by 8. This cancels this out. I have y equals, this is 1/8 x. 1/8 x. 1 negative makes it minus 11/8. 11/8 can't be divided evenly. So we leave it in improper fraction form.
Wait, Miss Lauren, when did you graph it?
In the very beginning, and then we talked about it. Yes, hold on just a minute. Let me answer this. What I said was, this is the question. The question says, give me an equation of a line that contains these 2 points. So I graphed those 2 points for you to visualize what we're looking for. This is a line that contains these 2 points. And I want an equation for that line. So this line intersects the y-axis at negative 11/8. And it has a slope of 1/8. Up 1, forward 8. What part of that? See, it goes from this point to this point, it goes up 1 and it goes forward 8.
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out what you use the first time to put, like, graph it.
These 2 points.
Oh.
I graphed these 2 points here. Does that clear it up?
Sort of.
Look at these 2 points. The problem says I have a line, and on that line contains these 2 points. So here's that line right here. Here are these 2 points, and if I draw a line between them, this is the line they're talking about in the problem. It says, give me the equation of a line. What line? This line. Does that make sense?
I see now.
Okay. So everyone, try number 2. Go through the steps. I'm going to erase the board. I'm going to leave the steps up here.
Sorry.
Yes.
I spelled coefficient.
C-O, E-F-F, I-C, I-E-N-T.
Okay.
So I'm going to erase this problem, and I'm going to work on number 2 on this page. So get started on it, and if you get stuck, then check what I'm doing and check your work as you go also. Now, don't just copy what I have written on the board. This is practice so that you can do it at home. I want you to practice it here first. But if you just copy it, then you're not practicing it. They're as quiet as a church mouse this morning. I have video with audio. Next time they do it, I'm gonna turn my video on.
I don't know, you can call me, I'm right here about an hour away. I'm most of the time in Kenya.
It usually lasts for like half an hour, 45 minutes. Usually I text her and they stop. But if I don't text her, then it just lasts, it doesn't last like 3 hours or anything like that. Huh? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so get started on number 2. Now look at number 2. It has the points -5, -1, and 1, -4. Don't do number 3 underneath number 1. Number 2 is a cross. Yes, you can do it on paper, but that paper has to go in your binder right behind the page that the problems are on. Definitely, because you can do it more neatly on a separate piece of paper.
Miss Lori, can I put this page in there? Oh, in front of it, because it has the answer to number 1, but it also has the...
Oh yeah. Can you put it in front of what?
Like, because...
When you're done, put it behind this worksheet.
Okay, because this is answer number 1. That's...
Right, oh yeah, so you're going to put that behind, yeah. Exactly, we did number 1, so you put your notes, and you should always put your notes behind the page that we're working on also, or in front of, but right next to the page that we're working on. That's where your notes should go. Better do it over here.
Do we have to make another graph?
No, that was just to get you to understand what we were getting. I'm going to number my steps here. I was like, wait a minute, this looks just like the last one.
Right there.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not paying attention here. Do I have it right now? Okay. I'm going to do step 3 in brown here and then step 4 in red.
Hey, Miss Lori,
Yes.
is it okay if I took the, I took, 1 and -4 for my,
Yes.
okay.
So it doesn't matter which one you pick.
No, I'll work out from step 2, picking 1 and -4. So for step 1, my slope is still the same, right? But from step 2, I will do this.
Miss Lori,
Yes.
before I'm getting completely confused.
Which point did you choose?
Which point? So
Did you choose this point or did you choose this point?
that point?
Okay, so you did steps 3 and 4 and you got this?
No, I did not get that.
Okay, so you put the -1 in front of this parentheses and you put the 2 in front of this parenthesis. You make parentheses here and you put the 2 in front. So the -1's going to go here and the 2's going to go here. You see that?
Yep.
Very good.
Oh, Miss Lori, do you have to, get into the lowest form?
Yes. But we didn't have that here.
Where'd you get 1 and 2 from?
The slope.
Where'd you get the slope from?
Step 1.
Uh-huh.
Negative 1 minus negative 4. Negative 1 minus negative 4 is negative 1 plus 4. Oh, you have to reduce, yes, you have to reduce this slope.
I just kept
You did 3 over negative 6. Yes, you have to reduce your slope.
Okay.
Does the negative have to go to the numerator?
No. You should get the same answer, though, no matter where you put it.
Okay.
Yeah, you should get the same answer no matter where you put it, but the negative can go on, I just put it on the numerator, but there's no reason, just does not matter. Does anyone have any questions about getting this? Let's look at number 3. Does everyone have all of this written down if you didn't get this?
I haven't finished yet.
Okay, go ahead and finish. We'll wait.
I've taken 3 pages.
I'll start working on the right-hand side, Matthew, since you did the left-hand side. Is anyone else still working on getting this written down? Which side did you do? Which point did you choose? Negative 5, negative 1? Very good. Okay, so I'll get started on the next one. Oh, it's your phone. I might check in your phone. I'll get started on negative 5, negative 1. I mean, on the other side, and leave that right up there.
Want us to do number 3? you said?
Number 3.
Stop touching me.
Yeah.
What's the dimensions? You did this right.
I know.
Yeah.
I knew I could. I did these in a long time. Like in 2nd grade.
Yeah, because I don't hear the compressor, so it's not the compressor. No, I appreciate that. All right, thank you very much. Bye.
Yeah, I don't think a compressor would make that consistent
No.
with the rhythm.
The class is over.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you say they usually get really loud again? Tomorrow?
No, it's mostly Monday and Tuesday mornings is when I hear it. On Wednesday mornings, I'm in that back room. I don't know if it's going on and I don't hear it back there or if it's not happening on Wednesday mornings. But I teach math on Monday and Tuesday mornings.
All right, so go be here Monday around 8 o'clock.
I get here at 9, 8:45 or 9. We start at 9.
Okay, so I will be here for 9 o'clock. Like I can go again to this, but I mean, they want you to know that we are addressing this.
Oh yes, I appreciate it. I appreciate
We
it.
already put all the insulation up there.
Yeah.
And,
I feel terrible for being such a pain.
It's okay.
It's
You
just,
know?
it makes, it's like I can't think. I'm trying to teach. Do y'all notice it?
No, well, sometimes. I mean, I can hear it.
Like every little thing.
Yeah, you can.
You hear it? And what, yeah, I'm like, okay, am I losing my mind? But some of you don't notice it, you don't think? Who notices it? You hear it?
But it doesn't bother me.
You've noticed it, but it doesn't bother you, you hear it?
I noticed it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not losing my mind.
It's okay. You know, I mean, we can start addressing this. We already spent, we put a lot of insulation up there.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
I appreciate it because I really like this place. I love this location. It's working out so well. You know,
we're working on it.
it's just that one little thing. So I have patience. Don't worry. You know, because it takes time sometimes. Don't worry. I just appreciate y'all addressing it.
Yeah, well, like I said, you say this week is nothing going on this week until Monday, Tuesday.
Oh, but wait, next Monday I'm off.
And Tuesday, morning.
Right, all week we're off.
Right,
So the following week. Okay.
probably gonna be off.
Okay. Bye. Sorry to make you come out for nothing.
It's good.
Of course, today there's going to be nothing, right? It's like, how embarrassing is that? And then y'all say, no, I never heard it. And I'm like, okay, am I losing it? Am I losing it?
Say you heard it.
Yeah. No, I never want you to lie. Thank you. Thank you. I cannot think when that happens. It's just that boom, 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 and it's that in English papers send me through the roof.
Can you let me know when you're on break? Because I printed out.
Oh yes, yes. Okay, so work on number 3, and I'm going to work it out here and here. Reduce your slope. I'm going to turn that air. I forgot to turn the air on this morning. It's hot in here, huh? It's not as hot back here. This room gets warmer and with more people in it. Good morning, Miss Diane. Steps 3 and 4. Steps 3 and 4 are plug in X and Y for X and Y, and M for M.
I just didn't, I know if that works.
Yeah, steps 3 and 4.
Sorry, how'd you get negative x?
Negative 1 times x.
Negative, sorry.
That's okay.
That also make the 5 negative? No, it doesn't.
Well, negative 1 times negative 5, right?
No, I was talking about the 5 on the other side. Yeah,
You have to put your negative sign.
I know.
Okay, very good. Ten over 5 is 2. If you can, if it divides evenly into a whole number, you put it as a whole number. If it doesn't, you leave it as an improper fraction. I hear a lot of laughing going on over there, which suggests that
No, that was, I didn't say anything.
it suggests that you're not really tuning in if you were cracking up laughing.
I'm focused and I got the. Yes, I got that answer.
Very good, very good.
I'm doing my work right now.
Let me know if you made an error, if you did not get this answer,
I didn't know what I did.
and let me know if you can't find your error.
Whoops.
Go step by step.
Put X in there, but I don't know if that's really an error. It's kind of just.
It's not an error, but it's just something you have to remember. But it's very common to forget the X. It's a habit. You have to practice to get in the habit. But that's a very common mistake. But you got your numbers right. On a test, I would just put that little X in there to remind you, but I wouldn't take off points for it. Danae, you got it?
Yes, sir.
Very good.
10.
Right here on this side?
No, all the way up at the top. You make your marks.
Here's the only 10 I have.
That's what I'm talking about.
So I have this. After I distribute this to here and this to here, I have this, right? Now I have to get y alone. So the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of the negative 5 by adding 5 to both sides.
Oh, I put 15, that's why. Never mind, I got it.
Very good, very good. Anthony, did you get that? Where's your error?
I didn't finish.
Okay.
No, sorry, whatever happened to us, like, dividing there's like 4 term, the polynomials and stuff.
We did that.
Yeah, but we had some for homework, but we never, like,
Oh, we'll have a quiz on it when we get back. Not the day we get back. But we'll have
Miss
a...
Risha doesn't make a study for a test every grade.
No. She gave you a test in history? For when we come back?
No, I said hopefully she doesn't.
Oh, no. She won't.
Yeah, because if like we had something to study during the week, there's no way I can do it because we're gonna be on all week.
You haven't had history yet.
No, I'm just saying.
Oh, if there is.
Yeah.
Yes, there will not be that. You will have English homework. I don't usually, but the papers were that bad. Those of you whose papers who are not struggling in writing a sentence, you will not have to write the sentences. But for those of you who struggle to write a sentence, we're going to write sentences over break. That's one of the things that kept me up last night. Seeing that some of you cannot write sentences. So we'll practice that. But only the people that need it. Jesse, I think your sentences were sentences. I think. I'm not sure. I have to go double check. Any questions? We'll take a short break. If you're not finished, finish this up right now. Oh yes, yes.
So,
Let me turn the sound off
the way
here.
I set it up.
Let's go ahead and have a seat. I'm sorry, I got going with Preston on his paper.
No problem. You can
And our break lasted a little bit too long there.
That was perfect.
Okay. I want everyone to turn to page 276.
Someone said you put it in your
276.
Like 4 pages.
Thank you. Sorry about that. That's 176. I was like, that doesn't look right, Cash. Does everybody have this written down? Okay, turn to page 276. Look at number 12. We have an equation. Y equals negative x plus 3. What is M, Sullivan?
-1.
Very good, Sullivan. Very good. Write -1. M equals, in that blank, write -1. Matthew, what is B?
3.
Oh, yes, both of y'all. Very good. Positive or negative, Matthew?
Positive.
Positive 3. Is that what you were going to say, Matthew Sonia? I'm sorry. I didn't. Okay.
I thought.
Now,
I wasn't sure if it was.
plot B on your graph.
Miss Lori,
Yes.
were we not supposed to do this for homework?
Oh, we had this for homework?
Yes.
Oh, very good. Okay. Let's go over it. I thought we did, and then I was thinking we didn't. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you had to
So-
cross off the 2 bottom ones on 16 and 17.
Oh yeah, yes, we did do this one.
Yes. That's right. That's right. I remember that now. So let's go over this, because I just saw somebody writing -1. I just saw someone writing -1. Good job. Yours is not done, Kate. Good job, Sullivan. Yours, of course, Mr. Gabe.
I did 14 and 15 on accident.
14 and 15.
16 and 17.
17.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah, you were supposed to.
Yeah.
Jesse, homework's not done.
It,
Miss Ashlyn, is yours done? Matthew, is yours done?
No, I didn't get the chance to get this far though.
Okay. Well, you have school 5 days a week. You're here 1. Let me make a note. So I can send some texts and finish this. So, is B plotted on your graph? Now, what are the coordinates of B?
3.
No, that's not a coordinate.
Is it 0 and 3?
0, 3.
Oh.
Open parentheses, 0, 3. Does that make sense? Cash, does that make sense? You remember that? Okay. Now, let's go to, let me check and see here. That's right, 277 and 278, explain how to do it. Did y'all do 279 for homework? Yes. Okay.
281.
Thank you. Very good. Very good. So now, let's go to page 282. 282. What is slope-intercept form?
Y.
Sullivan?
Y equals mx plus b.
Very good. Very good. Y equals
I remember.
mx. Very good. Write that down. Y equals mx plus b. What does the m represent, Ashlyn?
Slope.
Slope. Very good. What does the b represent, Kate? Maxwell?
Y-intercept.
Y-intercept. Y-intercept. Now, Sometimes we have an equation in a different form. Look at number 1. Y minus 3x equals 19. It says to put each of these equations in slope-intercept form. What do I call slope-intercept form? What's my special name for it?
Get y alone form.
Get y alone form. Slope-intercept form is get y alone form. Very good. Get y alone. Danae, what's bothering y here?
The 3x.
I have to get rid of that from this side. How do I do it, Danae?
You divide it by...
If I wanted to separate that 3 from that x,
Add it to the 19.
very good, very good. If I wanted to separate the 3 from the x, I would divide. Just in case anyone else is thinking about that and hadn't figured it out yet. Okay, but I don't want to separate that 3 from the x. I want to move this whole thing to get y alone. So I'm going to add 3x, because minus 3x plus 3x equals 0. But I also have to do the same thing to the other side if I want to continue to keep that equal sign. And I need it to have an equation. Equation, equal. That's why we call it an equation, because it's equal to on both sides. This cancels this out, 0, leaving me with y alone on this side. Now, on the other side, I have to write my x term first, then my constant. Now, I have a plus here in front of my 3x because it's positive. I was adding 3x to both sides. But when I write the first term on one side, the first term of the equation on this side, if it's the first term, I don't need the plus sign, do I? If it were a negative sign, I would need it. But if it's not negative, then I just don't put anything. And then this, now 19 was by itself, but now that it's not by itself, I need to know, is that a positive 19 or a negative 19, Jesse?
Positive.
It is. So I'm going to put plus 19. Now, I can graph this. My y-intercept is positive 19 and my slope is 3 over 1. I can graph it. I can't graph an equation when it's written like this. But now that I have put it in slope-intercept form, I can tell you what the slope is and I can tell you what the y-intercept is.
How do you put it into the fraction now?
I always, if it's a whole number, this was part of your homework from last week. If it's a whole number, we always put it over 1. 3 and 3 over 1 are the same thing, aren't they?
That's right.
Okay, very good, very good. Now let's take a look at number 2. We have 2y minus,
Wait, so it's y equals 3 over 1 plus 19?
this is my equation. My m equals 3 over 1 and my b equals 19. They're not asking for m and b here. I'm just showing you why this is your answer to this question. I'm showing you why we would want to change it from this to slope-intercept form. Because we want to be able to graph it, and we can always graph it from this form. Everybody try number 2, get y alone. If you have a fraction and it divides evenly, you divide it. 20 divided by 2. Positive and positive, so because you're dividing by a positive 2 here, and it's plus 20, so it's a positive 10. Are there any questions about how to do that? Let's take a look at number 6. Everybody try number 6.
And Miss Lauren,
Yes.
I accidentally did this page at home. So,
Very good. Very good. Just check your work.
it's all correct.
If you did not get this answer, do you see your error? Did you make an error, Danae? No. You got it like that? Okay. Any questions? Jesse, did you get this?
Mm-hmm.
What are you writing?
I'm writing the rest of the problem.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Very good. Very good. Now let's look at number 2 at the bottom of the page on the right-hand side. We're on page, forgot to write that down, 282, by the way. Bless you. We have number 2 is negative y equals 2/3 x plus 4. I don't want to know, slope-intercept form doesn't have negative y in it, it just has y. So this, we're at the bottom of the page on the right-hand side. Because this has a negative sign, we have to multiply both sides by -1. Multiplying by -1 changes the sign of everything. That's the shortcut. It changes the sign of everything. Because 1 times y is y and negative times negative is positive. That's what I needed, was a positive y. Who was that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This was a positive 2/3, so it becomes a negative 2/3. This is a positive 4, so it becomes a negative 4. And then we find the m and the b from slope-intercept form, and we graph it.
Oh, I see, okay. And so we just graph that right there.
Right. Your y-intercept is -4. And then from that point on your y-axis, from -4, you count down 2 and forward 3. Now, let's take a look at page 283. Not these two at the top, not these two at the top, but this one right here, number 1. Right here. Does everybody see where I'm pointing to? It says the slope of a line is -5/3, and it contains the point, the line goes through the point 0, -4. Now, usually they're giving us a point and a slope. So what would we usually use for this? Point-slope form. Right? We would write y1 minus y2 equals m, x1 minus x2. We don't have to find the slope. They've already given it to us. And we don't have to choose a point. They're only giving us one. We plug everything in. Unless, and you can get the answer that way. unless you remember when x is 0, what does that make this point?
0,
No.
1.
No. Plot it.
Like a Y, like a vertical or horizontal.
No.
Wait, I know.
Plot that point. Just draw a little thing on the side and plot that point.
It's just a straight line.
It's not a straight line. A point is just a point. You're thinking of y equals -4 or x equals -4. We're not doing that.
Is it undefined?
We're not thinking, no, our slope is this, not an undefined slope. I just want you to plot this point. I just want you to plot that point. Just on the side, just like I'm doing right here, or on a scratched piece of paper.
Just use it.
Yeah, you can use the top graph. That's what Cash is doing too. Now make sure you remember that that's the other problem. What is that point, Cash?
Just forward down.
What do I call that point? The y-intercept,
Oh, yeah, it's just a y-intercept.
which is b equals -4, right? The y-intercept is b equals -4. So what are the coordinates of this y-intercept, Ashlyn? What are the coordinates of this y-intercept? 0, -4. That's right. So when they give us 0, -4, they're really giving us the y-intercept. When x is 0, they're giving us the y-intercept. So I don't have to even go through that. I can just write my equation. I have my m and I have my b. Y equals -5/3 x minus 4. I don't even have to use point slope form because they've given me the point and the slope. And the slope. Now, if the point they give me is not the y-intercept, if it doesn't have x equals 0, then I have to use point slope form. Let's take a look at...
Wait, Miss Sawyer, for number 2, it's just the same as
Right.
like a couple pages ago.
Right. Suppose they said m, this is not on your page, m equals -5/3, and it contains the point 3, -1. Now, they've given me the slope, just like they gave me the slope here, but the point that they've given me now is not my y-intercept because x is not 0. So then, this is a point on the line, and this is the slope of the line, so I use point slope form, which is y1 minus y2 equals m, x1 minus x2. Now sometimes you'll see y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. It doesn't matter. It just matters that this one is the same as this one, 1, 1, and 2, 2. Or 2, 2, 2, 1, 1. But don't worry about that too much right now. So do you understand this one? The difference between this one and this one? You could solve this using point slope form, but you'd be wasting your time because they've already given you the y-intercept. So you can just write your equation. But usually, if they give you a point and a slope, then you're going to use your point slope form. Now, look at number 2. Number 2 says, write an equation for a line that goes through the point -1, -9, and 2, 6. You see, this is number 2 on page 283. Here, look right here, I've given you the slope in one point. So you use point slope form and plug it in. Here I've given you 2 points. So you've got to find your slope and then choose one of these points to be that point. Does that make sense? Okay. Let me remind you of one more thing before we finish class. What Maxwell was talking about, if I have x equals -2, This is a line that crosses the x-axis at -2. Tune in right here. That crosses the x-axis at -2. If it's going to cross the x-axis, then it has to be a vertical line, doesn't it? That's the graph of the line. You don't have to do anything, you just graph it. If you have y equals 5, this one crosses the y-axis at 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So to cross the y-axis, it would have to be horizontal, wouldn't it? So it crosses the y-axis at 5. That's important to know for later on, and you also see that sometimes on the ACT. Okay, now we don't have any homework because we're on break. When we come back from break, remember, we're going to go 2 weeks without any homework. But we're going to, because you don't have homework for this week, and I won't give you homework next week because you won't be in class.
What you mean?
Because we're off next week. For Mardi Gras break.
So this week and next week.
Right, right. But when we come back, we're going to hit it hard. Now, when we come back, I'm going to assign the homework that we just worked on, and you're going to watch the video if you don't remember it. And we're also, when you come back, going to cover some more, and so you're going to have quite a bit of homework that first week. When we come back.
Class over?
No, I'm still talking. You're going to have quite a bit of homework that first week. So enjoy your 2 weeks off and rest up so that you are prepared to hit it hard when we come back. Now class is over.